CRM, Salesforce, probably my most hated company, to be honest. But that's basically just on the financials. It's not on the technicals. And we're not going to get into the finances of this company right now because I'll go on a nasty rant. But, so looking at this, very, very bullish, way above this moving average. Sitting at about 220 right now. We can see that there was this big weekly candle, and now since then there's been a little bit of selling off. This nice wick here at about 230. So there is a bunch of resistance down here though. I'm going to draw this on the weekly. Actually just looks a little bit better. So there's this area of resistance here, or support, and I guess in this case because it is bullish. So we need price to most likely come back down to here before taking a buy position, because until then I don't think it's really a good idea. And it would also test this moving average. I mean, I guess it's a weekly, so it'll be a long time, but there's no real support until you get down to this zone at about like 210, just below 210. And right now there's actually some bearish structure, right? You got lower lows and lower highs. So it wouldn't make sense to even enter anything now. It's not really at any significant areas. I mean, there is this gap here, but most likely it'll break this. Price usually likes to fill gaps, so it's kind of most likely what it'll do, and the gap started right here. So there's a good chance it's going down to 212 anyways. So I would just wait this one out, let it come down, test this 4-hour moving average, probably be pretty close, and then look for a long position. And then what I do is I set up my monthly parameters, so I figure out how much this usually moves in a month. It's about 30 bucks. Just round up a little bit to the whole number. So if we'll say 200, yeah, we'll say about 205 is our low. Then what did I say? $30 is what I usually move in a month. Yeah. So about 235 is going to be our high price for the month. All the way back up here where it previously was. So, I mean, I don't know if that will move that much, and I don't know, like, it might take most of the month to come down to this price, so then it might not even, make its way back up. If you wanted to take a short position down to this price, which would be counter trend trading, and I wouldn't recommend, but I mean, I do it sometimes, and it does work sometimes. So yeah, but like, I just don't see a very significant area to take that trade-off. I mean, there's, on really any time frame, there's just not much. I mean, maybe this area here, because you can see it kept these wicks, then it gapped and it filled through this zone. So maybe right here, if price came back up to here, then you would look for a short position and then target, your $30 range for the month, which would be like 196 kind of thing. So, which would be through this zone, which I also wouldn't recommend. I would probably just target the bottom of this zone. So it's definitely within range. So then your short trade for the month would look kind of like this. If price comes back up to 226, look for a short position, but if it doesn't, I probably wouldn't do much. I would either just wait for it to come down to here for a buy, or that's pretty much it. I don't see anything right now that would be even worth considering taking. I mean, you have some resistance here that I might find. If it comes down to here, it might get stuck, and then your buy position might be right here. Sorry if this is confusing, but it'd be something like this. If price gets stuck at this area, because you can see it functioned as resistance, 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 and then once it gapped, it functioned as support. So it might do the same here. Again, once price comes down to here, so we can wait for that as well. Then we'd have to adjust our monthly ranges, but yeah, that all just depends if price hits this area or this area or this area. So that is CRM, that's Salesforce. Moving on.